Weird video games.
Thunder and Lightning is a game with a story I just can't get to the bottom of.
Look, here we have a man wearing a Manchu outfit from the Qing dynasty, walking on the beach with a modern-day girl. No sooner have we come to terms with the fact that time-traveling man from 17th century China is here consorting with the locals like it ain't no thing, than a flying monster shoots lightning at him and steals his girlfriend. And now it's up to him to arm himself with a paddle and bounce a ball at blocks in order to rescue her. Why is this game called Thunder and Lightning? Somehow I get the feeling that's the characters' names. That sort of is how a lot of these Japanese things go. They name people things like Kid Lightning and Dr. Thunder. But is Thunder the man and Lightning his 20th century significant other? Or is Thunder the red guy played by player 1 and Lightning is the gray guy played by player 2? Is one of them this flying substantiation of all things that should not be? Well, I decided to dig around. As obscure as this game is, there's probably at least a flyer lying around somewhere that can shed some... Ah, here we go. Mr. Chin, that lovable madcap, and his sidekick Marcus have gone too far. Ever searching for more delicious munchies, these culinary crackpots have angered the Thunder Warrior, who now holds them captive in the 30 Walls of Regret.
There's nothing like that in the game!
Where is this coming from? No mention of the woman, and where did this food obsession enter into any of this? Suddenly this cliche-captured princess story is about two dudes with the munchies accidentally incurring the wrath of some kind of magical combatant because, I don't know, gluttony is bad? In this zany new Mr. Chin episode, you and a friend, alone or together, must use your demo ball and thunder and lightning stick to try and... What language was this translated from, and what language is it now? Actually, this looks like it's describing the NES port of the game, but the flyer still says Vertical Conversion Kit, and that's arcade machine terminology, right? I googled Vertical Conversion Kit, and it's telling me it's for aquariums, so am I playing this on a fish tank? I haven't even started playing yet, and I'm completely baffled at what this game even is. So yeah, Fate has now seen fit to have this visitor from the past bouncing balls and breaking bricks like any other Breakout clone, except biplanes and missiles. In case you thought, hey, maybe that girl isn't from the modern era and this is some kind of period piece set in Mr. Chin's own time, here he is in his top-knot wearing glory shooting surface-to-air missiles that he stole from a biplane.
I mean, there's anachronisms. And then there's Mr. Chin and Marcus with their thunder and lightning stick bouncing whatever a demo ball is underwater at anemones and submarines.
I love how when they beat a level, the ball keeps bouncing, but they just don't give a crap. Oh, I'm out of here. Good luck, ball. I mean, once you've played a few Breakout games, you're conditioned to just feel wrong whenever the ball misses the paddle. So when you see our unflappable protagonist just drop the paddle and make a run for it, you're left going, but the ball, Mr. Chin! But the ball! The first boss, yes, apparently Breakout clones can have bosses, is a manta ray. It seems this flying electric aberration onto the natural order has a manta ray in employ. Just, is he flying and carrying that girl around underwater? Can she breathe? How do the heroes breathe? I'm gonna stop calling them Mr. Chin and Marcus because I'm pretty sure at this point nothing I've been told is actually canon. And can I stop for a second and reflect just a little bit more on how this game is called Thunder and Lightning? What of anything you've seen here has anything to do with thunder and lightning? Just the lightning strike at the very beginning of the game. By that logic, the following games should be called Thunder and Lightning.
Rise from your grave.
The manta ray throws seashells at you. Well, seashells and maybe that's a clamshell. It could be a sandwich. I won't rule anything out at this point. I'm playing this game on a fish tank. In this level, unlike the others, instead of running off into the horizon to the next level, our hero spins around like a helicopter and flies. I should note that while the ball clearly damages this boss, you don't really seem to defeat him. He just gets bored of this battle and swims away. I mean, watch this battle and tell me, does it look like I dealt enough damage for him to retreat? Or does it look like he left for some totally unrelated reason? Whoop, Wheel of Fortune's on, gotta go. When you emerge to the shore, your next challenge is turtles that crawl down the wall and become bricks, replacing existing bricks where necessary. I don't really have a joke about that. It's kind of boss. I have no idea what the implications to this are. Are these turtles sacrificing themselves to rebuild a wall you keep destroying? Do they die when your ball touches them? They just kind of disappear like the other blocks, so I'm not sure, but I guess it's pretty safe to assume there's a lot of animal cruelty happening here, and let's just move on. Now suddenly I'm in some ancient ruins, and the power-ups come from flying saucers. We went from biplanes to submarines to flying saucers. Is Mr. Chin immortal? And is he progressively moving through the eras? I guess that explains why he's not up on current fashion standards. As the ruins crumble from the impact with the ball, they fall and can stun you if you get hit. Well, I guess that serves them right for destroying ancient ruins. I'm sorry, but I don't really understand why these guys have to obliterate pieces of history and wipe out bales of turtles with bouncing balls. Is this necessary to rescue their respective girlfriends? Or, I don't know, score some snacks? What was the plot? Hey, portals! That's cool. The second boss, holy barf trucks. Is that, he has a face on his torso. And no arms or legs, just a head on top of a head. Always laughing. And eating, always eating. Those eyes. Those horrifying, unblinking eyes. Shifting endlessly. What horrid existence. Even when you defeat it, it's not destroyed, it simply moves on. Head ever laughing. Torso perpetually chomping. Eyes always darting. Darting. Possessing no freedom to do anything that is not one of those things, nor the limbs to do anything even if it had the proclivity. How pitiful. How I pity it. The next level is wasps. There's a nest at the top, and every time it gets hit by a ball, it spawns a wasp. Now, you'd figure these guys would have the same function as everything else, which is to stun you, or maybe just straight up kill you. But what they actually do is move you higher. Now, Now, how does this work? I mean, really, I'm having a hard enough time getting my head around what kind of horrible reality these guys live in. And then we have dive-bombing wasps that, upon impact, cause you to... I don't really even understand the physics in play here, so I don't know if they're hovering higher in the air or moving forward towards the horizon. I guess in earlier stages you can see them run off into the distance and spin upwards as a makeshift whirlybird, so I guess they're floating up in the air, so that's how physics just works now. I hope that makes sense for you. Wasps make you float. Okay, got it. They're helium wasps. I don't freaking know! Oh, and the biplanes are back, so scratch that whole immortality theory. And flying saucers are still here too. Are they just sticking these in regardless of theme now? Are they gonna have submarines come back, just flying around the air? Please have there be flying submarines. I just cut a ball in my butt. There are also fireflies who cause everything to turn invisible for a second. I think the idea is that if they get hit, their lights go out, even though instead of solid black, it just goes a neutral gray color. And the bugs are the only things that stay visible, so I'm pretty sure everything that's happening is pretty close to the opposite of what I think is happening. The third boss is a giant spider. Pretty standard, nothing too unusual. Oh, it has a face on its butt. Beautiful. Hey, I noticed this big spider shoots small spiders as a projectile. Just wanted to point that out. For those who watched my Monster Party review, I've been vindicated! Here are some eyeball membranes that shoot shockwaves at you. And here are some mummies that amble along and place small bandage blocks in your path. Why would you mummify a brick? The next boss is a giant Cyclops that throws... just hold on a minute! Sorry, that was driving me insane. Look, let's just skip to the final boss. He's the guy from the beginning, and he shoots lightning at you. And when you defeat him, the girl drops from the sky, and the two of you float away in a cloud, because... no, who cares? They float away in a cloud, sure. And then... oh, nice. Finally, they're going to explain what's going... What?!
By the way, this game has a sequel called Block Carnival. It has nothing to do with this game's storyline at